I don't even understand cyberspace.
Like that conversation really fucks up my head.
The internet is just a wonderful, interesting thing at large, isn't it?
Which one? Which internets? There's multiple. There's parallel universes and probably parallel internets.
You know my favorite.
You guys can go, yeah.
We are going.
I think James means we can start talking about what we were going to talk about.
Is my beard getting in the way of the audio right now? Well, the intro is easy. This is us. Brian&Carrie TV. No, you're not Brian. I'm Brian. Always helping you limit your limits in your life, business, and fitness. So, this one's a lot to do with entrepreneurs, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, this is huge for you. And it's also it's one of those topics that it's legitimate 10x business strategy, but I don't want to call it secret because there's a whole lot of sales copy to that. But it's something that people don't talk about very often.
Yeah.
But we have thought about this concept for years, and it has quite literally been a transformative 10x for us.
I agree.
And you notice that I think the reason we're talking about it today is because it's resurfacing itself in our own business as almost like the next level of the next 10x.
I agree completely.
Point is, we call it lane identification. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, when I dissect us in business as a duo, I'm looking at my cue cards here. I'm the idea generator. What are you laughing at?
Because we've learned that Carrie stays away from the big grand idea generation stuff.
And we've also learned that Brian can go on for a long time with idea generation.
You're going to talk about why I'm not that.
Right, but I mean, for me, I'm the idea generator. I have these ideas, 45,000 a day or so. But then I have no follow through, right? I have no follow through, and so I create these great ideas. They're passionate. They're purpose oriented. They're very much aligned with our ethos and our lifestyle, not just our business. But then I don't follow them through to completion, right? So now I took this note, right? I flipped that. You are a tremendous project manager, right? And you have actually no vision.
That's not true.
You have little vision.
Can I say what I think I have?
Yes, you may, of course.
I think that I have ideas.
Yeah.
So let's explain a vision. Because I think I have ideas, but
look at that,
I think that you are just so immaculate at having the grand vision and then taking it to the stratosphere.
Okay.
And
I accept I will concede.
I don't have that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Okay, what we're doing right now is actually part of my next point because it's funny. So grant me this. You have some vision, but you are a world-class project manager.
Yes.
It's disgusting. You should see it.
We should have our board.
We should have our board because it's Egyptian to me, but it's so streamlined. It's essentially perfect for you.
Yeah,
you're a world-class project manager. So, but we were just joking about the whole thing because project management for me is it's like flinging poo at a wall. I don't know. I have the great idea and I just start monkey flinging crap around.
I would say you have the same amount of project management as I have vision.
That's fair.
Right?
But the thing is for me is I think I have no project management.
No, you have some. You know why? Because you manage other people's stuff really well. You're actually really... Okay, anyways.
I don't agree. But whatever. What's the point though? So the point is this, okay? We sulked for too many years. And that sulking led to frustration, disappointment, because laughing at frustration happens all the time. But no, it led to frustration, disappointment, and it led to almost having us to declare bankruptcy. I mean, this was a financial issue. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny.
Not to mention us almost breaking up as a couple.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a huge
there's
source
a massive
of contention.
Relational point to this, right? So, and if you are in business with your spouse or even a friend, what Carrie just said there is probably resonating huge with you. But what we sulked, we sulked about the fact that we couldn't seem to get on the same page. Am I wrong? That's what we sulked about. And I remember it, I would be throwing thunderbolts and lightning of ideas, and then, Carrie, we can do this! We can do this! And then And then you'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, where's your passion? Do you remember that?
I do. Can I?
Of course.
I want to take that a little bit further because I remember that so well, right? And I think we're going to get to this when we round out the whole concept of lane identification. But like, so you would start talking about this grandiose vision. And like, man, I was right with you on it. Like, I love the vision. I could see it once you started downloading it to me. But then my automatic thought process, being like a systems kind of logistical thinker, was to put it into a process map, right? So he's all over here in the dream world of creating our vision, and then I'm like, I ask like a question that was more a logistical question that cuts your vision,
deflate the entire moment.
And I would just be like, okay, but now it's time to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, but you're right though. So your logistical question would deflate my passion of the vision, but my continual 17 hours of oratory regarding the passion of my vision would deflate you, because you'd be like, dude, let's put this into a fucking process map and do it, right?
Sorry.
So you had limits and I had limits. We both did.
Of course.
So there's a time where eliminating limits is necessary, and there's a time where identifying the lane you should be traveling in is a more necessary feature. And that is what this is all about. I am the visionary. You don't have to be. You are the process mapper. You are the project manager. I don't have to be. And maybe it's rudimentary. Maybe it's elementary. Maybe it seems like basic for an entire episode of a TV show, but really there are struggling entrepreneurs right now who are having massive frustrations, angers, and they're not succeeding in business because of this point. So we can make light of it today, but 7 years ago, it was not funny. And we couldn't see the forest for the trees.
Right. You know, so before we started filming today, I said to Brian, I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down about this topic because I wanted to address it, and that I knew that he would start talking and I would have nothing from my piece of paper that I wanted to read. Right. And that, of course, is true. I just want to add to it because I think that over the years, lane identification, number one, what it helps you do is it helps you decide how to function every day in business. Like who's doing what and how are you doing it? But we've actually lane identified ourselves in multiple different avenues. So insofar as the grander scale of our business, you are the visionary and I am the project manager. Sure. Insofar as the day-to-day fulfillment with our clients, you are the teacher and I'm the counselor.
That's a great point.
Right? And then insofar as the creation of things, you are very much the word content aspect creator, and everything visual comes my way. Like and that is not we drew it out of a hat and said, oh, I'm going to do this and he's going to do that. But there was times where, you know, let's face it, ego got in the way. Of course. And I wanted to write too because I had stuff to say too. And then you thought you should get involved in some of the stuff that in the artwork. Really funny, the visuals. We don't need that. Right? But it's just
but ego did get in the way.
Ego was a huge aspect of it. And so, you know, by identifying our lanes, what ended up happening was that we cleared the lane to actually be able to create.
So well said. So well said. And I mean, if you're an entrepreneur in a team base or you're a solopreneur working on your own, this all applies, because what we have to do is success in business is about knowing yourself well enough to stay in the lane that you should be in. That's it, that's all. And that's something we had to, as a married couple and as a partnership in business, we had to really work at, because you're right, there were financial fallouts, there were emotional and mental fallouts, and our relationship almost broke down completely because of all this. So our walking ethos in business every day is, you know, hold the vision, trust the process, commit to today. And we've even spliced that down, right? Hold the vision is me. Like I really spearhead the vision, but you know, you contribute to that. And then trust the process. Well, it's the process you've created in order to fulfill the vision. And I contribute to the process maps you design, and committing to today is a mutual function. We both commit to the day because our days are now spent doing what we are both very good at. And that above all else, lane identification might be the greatest seed of the success of our business.
I couldn't, yes, absolutely. I was just thinking about how, you know, it really helps frame who's leading in what aspect. That's right. Right? You know, it was just the other day we were having a conversation about this. We were talking about, we were doing, because we still run into this from time to time, right? Like, because everything takes practice. There was a moment where I somehow thought it was my job
Yeah.
to do something that was visionary. You were like, babe,
Get out of my lane.
you don't have to worry about this. You're just gonna let me lead. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh right,
Yeah.
I remember.
But on the flip side, you should be in our office when we're working on like what we call a next week preparatory function, right? So we're basically splaying out what needs to be done over the next 7 days to fulfill the intentions appropriately. And you lead that, obviously, because you've got the maps on your computer, the maps that you've created, and you start to dialogue with me about what needs to be done and how we need to do it. And you should see her answer sometimes. My questions are like, well, okay, but the process map you're looking at right now, does it have like vertical lines or horizontal? She literally is like,
don't talk
why
to
do
me
you
about
care?
my spreadsheet.
Don't ask me that again. And it's so true though. But the same thing with vision. I'm
Of
like,
course.
get on my line.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
This is a huge one for entrepreneurs that it really did 10x us.
It did.
And truly, it's going to be the next 10x for us as well.
Awesome.
So always helping you eliminate your limits in life, business, and fitness. Thanks for watching.
Bye.